If you had to pick a player for the NBA playoffs, and that player was a 5-time All-Star, an NBA champion, a Finals MVP, a 2-time MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year, or you had to pick a young player that has only been a 1-time All-Star and Rookie of the Year, who are you picking? As you can guess, the man with the many accolades is Giannis, who is arguably going to be one of the greatest NBA players of all time. He's fairly young, not to mention he's already put up a Hall of Fame career. But what about player 2? Well, it's not to say that Ja Morant isn't a good player, but compared to Giannis, I would easily take Giannis in the playoffs. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Giannis is an all-time great, and Ja Morant has only really broken out this year. He was good in his rookie and sophomore year, but this is the season that Ja Morant has started to look like an MVP candidate. Even though Ja Morant has developed really well over these past couple years, I think most people again would take Giannis in the playoffs, right?
Would you rather have Ja or Giannis in these playoffs?
Giannis is Giannis. But we don't know what the hell Ja gonna be. Right now, I got Ja Morant.
I do not get paid enough for this. No, I'm done. Nope, I'm done. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm not doing this. I don't get paid enough for this. At this point, I'm not even surprised anymore. We've talked about Giannis on the channel before and how he is one of the most disrespected players in the NBA. Whether it's by the media or fans, there's no doubt about it that Giannis is always getting tossed around and disrespected when we talk about his name. In yesterday's video, I talked about how Giannis wasn't really being considered as an MVP candidate, and I said in that video if it got 50 likes, and I would go more in depth about Giannis. So in today's video, let's talk about why Giannis is one of the most disrespected players in the NBA. Of course, before I get into the content, if you guys to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if your notifications on. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, and your subscription would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into the video. Now, in the intro of the video, I wasn't trying to rip on Ja Morant, as like I said, he's a very talented player. But the fact that we're comparing Giannis to Ja Morant in the playoffs is absurd to me. Ja Morant does not have that much playoff experience. Giannis, on the other hand, does. And it's not just the Ja Morant comparison. I understand why they tried to make it, I just don't agree with it. And the fact of the matter remains is that in about 2 to 3 months, I don't think people are going to be saying the same thing. Because as sports fans, we have this problem called recency bias. And I think why we're comparing Ja Morant to Giannis is because the fact that Ja Morant is doing really good right now. And Ja Morant is the hot topic right now. And since Ja Morant is trending the most, we're going to focus on him instead of Giannis, who has consistently been a top 5 player these past couple seasons. Now, something that we need to focus on is the fact that Giannis broke a barrier that not a lot of NBA players are gonna even try to break anymore. Giannis won without a super team and shook the NBA. Players back in the day would get drafted to a team and try to beat the best player out there even if they didn't have a chance. Nowadays, every single superstar is leaving their team after 1 to 2 seasons just to join a brand new super team. And when your super team isn't having success in 1 to 2 seasons, you're about to request a trade. See how interesting that is? When Giannis was drafted, he was just a skinny, lanky kid from Greece, and now he's one of the best players in the NBA, and he's stuck with his team the whole way through. And you could say the same for Chris Middleton. While he's not a top player, he stuck with the team for the whole time. I think it's safe to say that Giannis put a lot of fear in people's eyes when he did that, because it's not normal. No one does that anymore. Everyone joins a super team. And according to the NBA media, which I'm going to talk about next, Milwaukee's boring and it's just not a fun team. Do you hear how ridiculous that even sounds? The Bucks are a small market team, but you probably knew that. And if you look at traditional NBA media, you can see that they only cover about 3 to 4 to maybe even like 5 teams. And the Milwaukee Bucks are not one of those teams, and because of that, many people downplay Giannis. There was also a story that honestly made me really mad when someone said that Giannis could never be the face of the league.
For my dog Giannis, that face to be the face of the NBA. No, not possible for him to be the face of the NBA. You? Yeah, it's not possible, Selin. Why is it not possible? You can't be the face of the NBA if they can't pronounce your last name.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Put some fucking respect on his name. There is no shot that that's how we're trying to debate if he can be the face of the NBA or not. Which, by the way, ever since he became one of the best players in the NBA, many people have learned how to pronounce his name. And even if you can't pronounce his name, just call him Giannis. Whenever someone says Jordan, we know they're talking about Michael Jordan. Whenever someone says LeBron, we know they're talking about LeBron. If you say Giannis, we all know who you're talking about. Another point they try to make during this was that he has no relatability, which is complete bullshit because you could turn Giannis's life story into a whole movie and I would watch it. This man fought through everything and came from nothing. So you mean to tell me no one in their life whatsoever has ever been underrated or been the underdog or never actually looked at seriously? I don't think people really understand the amount of work that Giannis has put in his career. This man Giannis is a whole inspiration. But no, I can't think of a single person that can relate to this. Another point they try to make is because he's not American, which again is complete bullshit because there are so many talented players that are not American in the NBA. This is just a straight up ignorant take and I don't understand why they would even run this story. And in the last Giannis video I made, I don't think I actually really said the real reason why the media doesn't like him. I kind of just hinted at it. But to put it simply, Giannis isn't filled with drama. For these sports talk shows, you're not going to get a whole lot of news or stories you can run. This is the most likable man in the NBA. He's a good, genuine dude who just cares about winning, and the media does not like that. People like Skip and Shannon or Stephen A. Smith or these losers like Jalen and Jacoby, how are they supposed to talk about him unless they're talking about his greatness? These shows have started to turn into TMZ, but for sports. I don't give a fuck what LeBron is doing in his personal life. I don't give a fuck. People come to these shows to see basketball, and if you're gonna talk about basketball, how can you not talk about Giannis? Think about it. When is the last time you saw Giannis in drama? It took Giannis winning a whole ass championship on a messed up knee for them to finally talk about him. Every single series, it was like, oh, the Bucks are gonna choke. Oh, the Bucks are gonna choke. And I mean every series. No one was saying, oh, the Bucks are gonna win. Oh, Giannis is gonna go off. Meanwhile, me and every single Phoenix Suns fans were shitting our pants because we knew we had to play Giannis. There's also a claim that Giannis is not marketable, which again is complete BS. As I've been saying, this dude is a hard worker. He's humble. He's the complete opposite what the media loves. You can't hate this dude whatsoever. This man destroyed my favorite team's hopes and dreams of winning an NBA Finals that year, and I still like him. He also doesn't have victim mentality unlike some other NBA stars that I'm not going to talk about. I want to remind you guys that this story I'm talking about was about 6 months ago, but this is shit that still stands today. Giannis is still the most disrespected player in the NBA, and it honestly annoys me because this is straight up all-time talent, and we're not going to see anything like this for a while. Sure, there are going to be players that are better than Giannis. In fact, there probably are some players in the NBA that are better than Giannis. But this man's story has to be the most inspirational thing I've ever seen. The man is the perfect NBA player. The man is a top 5 player in the NBA, so he's going to be the best player on your team. He doesn't get into drama. He's a really good teammate. You cannot hate this man unless you're the NBA media. The man Giannis has defied every single odd. He's overcame everything. No matter what he does, he cannot get respect. Every time he does something special, we try to justify it as if this is normal. And when I say we, I don't actually mean we, I mean the NBA media or just casual fans. I think this also ties into the reason why Nikola Jokic isn't getting a lot of respect. I've started to notice this trend that international players are not getting as much respect as the American ones. And I think the Olympics this year definitely gave a little bit of context on how special international players really can be. I think this terrifies American sports media. For some reason, y'all have a vendetta against international players and I will never understand it. All I gotta say to end off this video is that we need to start giving Giannis the respect he deserves. Even though if I were to tell people like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith to respect him, at this point, it's just beating a dead horse. When I tell y'all I have a legit hatred for traditional NBA media, I'm being completely serious. So it makes me wonder in the next 10 to 20 years, what happens if Giannis becomes the best player in the NBA? In 10 to 20 years, is he gonna get the credit and are people gonna say, yeah, he actually was a top player? Is he actually going to get the credit he deserves? Are the jokes of traditional NBA media actually going to look at him and say, God damn, that's a good player? Or are we going to disrespect him and ignore him as if he isn't an all-time talent for reasons that are being disproved by a goddamn 17-year-old that has never been in sports media whatsoever? I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day. Take care. Peace.